a win the other night, Linny. What do you need to do to back that up again?
Yeah, it's just be consistent first and foremost. I'd love to get a win at home at the Gabba in front of the fans there. They've been amazing so far. So a win at home would be nice. We know what we do. We do well when we tour. So we might go stay at the Johnson tonight and pretend it's an away game.
I was going to say, I know you love playing at the Gabba, but your record there hasn't been very good lately.
Yeah, I personally love playing there, but yeah, it's something we're trying to combat. As you said, our record's not great, but it is what it is, and we can only play what's in front of us. So we're going to try a couple of different things tomorrow night, and hopefully they pay off. And there's no point doing the same thing because our record will just stay the way it is.
What do you mean? What's the sort of ideas?
We'll soon find out.
Is there anything in that, do you reckon? You maybe relax knowing you're at home and think you've got that advantage?
I just think it's the best cricket wicket in the world. So, when teams come to the Gabba, they feel just as comfortable as what we do. Obviously, there's a shorter side and a bigger side, and whoever executes the best gets the job done. And we've just missed our lengths a little bit. And we probably, our first game against Adelaide, we just went too hard with the bat. And then the other night, I think the toss was pretty crucial the last home game, and we lost the toss there. But saying that, I think the groundsman done a fantastic job. So we're going to, as I said, we might try a few things. We've got a couple of boys missing and a couple of new guys coming in. So it's exciting, but yeah, let's just hold our nerve, panic last, as I say to the boys, and we should be all right.
What about some of those new boys, mate? Who are they, and what can you tell us about them?
Well, the beauty about it, we've got 18 guys in the squad that can all play. So we haven't had that privilege over the last 5 or 6 years. So depending on the make of the wicket tomorrow night, we'll see who fills in for those spots. But I won't give too much away now. The boys, we've still got a session tonight, so it's not a trial tonight by any means with the guys, but we just want to see how they prepare and see how they go, and see how the matchups play out against the Sydney Thunder.
The top three's been going well for you guys. If we're really happy with that, is that sort of something you're going to have to just keep basing that, impetus around?
Yeah, I think so. Obviously, as an opposition team looking at our top three, they're going to be quite intimidated, and I feel obviously that's our platform and really sets it up for the back end of the innings. But we've seen if we go too hard early and lose early wickets, then we have fell in a heap. So I'd like to see a middle order, be consistent with their runs. We haven't really nailed that spot yet in 4, 5, 6. So there's a great opportunity for the guys coming in to do that, and I think there's no better place to do it than at the Gabba on a flyer.
You feel like Renshaw and Ross are the guys to deliver there?
Yeah, I think so. Ren has showed glimpses of it, but then obviously with situations of the game, we come in late in the innings, and then we've obviously tried Cutsy as well, and it's come off now and again, but we're just after that little bit more consistency, and I think we're just missing the basics a little bit. So if we do that, then we'll go a long way. But Rossi played the other night and he placed a couple of balls, so we're looking for big things for him tomorrow night, and he's a class player, so he's been around the block, and he brings that experience into the lineup, especially when we're fielding as well.
Seems no coincidence that with the return to form the last few games, it sort of coincided with Baz returning to form.
Yeah, we've a bit dry a few games before that, and it's been a while. I sort of let him down in the CPL, so it's we're starting to click, and I think as a team it really helps us as well. I think we don't lose any momentum at all when we're batting, and then if one of us gets out, I feel like we let each other down. That's like the motivation to keep batting together, and then everything basically when we're out, it's just like putting yourself in autopilot. I think when we do get going, so yeah, it's Maxi Bryant's complimented both of us, and I think it's taken the pressure off me at number 3 to play either an aggressive game or I can take my time. So that's the beauty of those two opening the batting and doing well.
Is that why you've been conscious of sort of playing yourself in, because you feel like you can almost go to the death now?
Yeah, obviously I want to be a leader. Obviously got the C next to my name, so I want to make sure I've got to lead from the front of my actions. I can't be preaching to the guys bat one way or do it another if I'm not doing it. So I want to take the game as deep as possible. I know if I'm there in the 17th, 18th, 19th over, then we'll have a half-decent total on the board, and hopefully one of the guys can come with me. And that's been the case the last couple of games. So I think it's just taking ownership in my own game and being that leader by actions, not through words.
How do you get Max to get past those 30s and 40s?
Yeah, look, it's sort of once he's out of the power play, there's a couple of fielders back. I guess with a guy going at the other end like Brandon McCullum, he might be feeling the heat a little bit to keep up, but he'll come. I mean, what is he, 20 years old? He's only played 7 games, so Right now, I'd take those 30s and 40s, and he's doing it in quick fashion as well. So that was his role at the start of the year. So if he's doing that at bare minimum, then I'm pretty happy when he actually gets going, gets a 70, 80, 100. He'll be doing it in quite amazing fashion.
You ever seen such an effortless six-hitter? Like he barely follows through with the bat.
Yeah, he doesn't really get out of first gear at training either. He doesn't really say too much, but I think that's the beauty about him. He keeps to himself, knows his game plan, stays very still at the crease, and then it just makes it look like they're in slow motion when they're bowling at him. So it's, as I said, the next level for him is to push on from those 30s and 40s, and that might be, that might take a season, but I'm okay with that because we knew why we signed him and the impact he would have.
Chris, the big week for the club in a sense. You've got a game tomorrow night, then a game in Sydney for you guys, and of course the girls got the semi-final on Saturday. So a good feeling around the place at the moment.
Yeah, it is, and I think if we win tomorrow night, we can push up to third or fourth spot. And if you had told me that a week ago, you would have told me a dream. And so it is a big week and a big game for us tomorrow night, and then the women on Saturday, because we quite haven't had the wins we wanted, but we're riding the wave off the women's, and I think it's pretty important to do that. They've always supported us throughout the tournaments, and we're understanding that the 14-game season, you can go through a lot of ups and downs and go in and out of form. So talking to a few of those girls who have played 14 games the last couple of years is pretty crucial for us.
I think Darcy may just overtake the other night, but you must be pretty happy personally how you've been playing this summer.
Yeah, I feel all right personally. But touching on it's like a couple more wins as a unit. That's the only downside. There's no point scoring plenty of runs and not winning. So for me, I want to make sure they're match-winning runs. So hopefully I can turn that around. Although I personally feel like I'm hitting the ball pretty well, and I think there's no reason why I can stop there and really make a big impact, not only on the BBL but for the Brisbane Heat.
Still got hope of playing in the World Cup, the 50 over World Cup, or do you think missing out on this series is
that's a while away, so I know there's so much cricket to be played before that. The boys obviously scored a mountain of runs last night, so well done to them once again, and I'll just keep trying to put my hand up and see what happens. But to be honest, I haven't really thought about it. As I said, 14-game season, my body's getting a little bit sore each game, so first and foremost keep that on track, and then I know if I stay in the park then I can pile on the runs, but yeah, that's a fair way away for me, that World Cup.
Scored a few, but they needed some more though.
Yeah, they needed some more, but when you've got a couple of the best players in the world on a flat Adelaide Oval wicket that just chews up a little bit, it's going to be quite challenging. But saying that, it's going to be good viewing Game 3.
Liddy, hoping the renewed form for yourself and Baz particularly bring the crowds to the Gabba tomorrow?
Yeah, I hope so. I'm not sure what the ticket sales are at the moment, but we're hoping for another bumper crowd. As I said, it's nearly the best feeling in the world walking out to the bat at the Gabba. They go nuts and they really get around it. Even if we don't put a good total on the board, they still hang in there. There's a great atmosphere, the music, the fireworks, the lights. So it's hopefully again they can pile out and support us. Hopefully for our first home win.
Any potential recruits out here?
Look, they're quite young, but there's our physio Adam Smith. His son goes all right. He's been around the boys. Got a bit of tongue in cheek.
Of the future. I mean, you growing up, to see the coloured teal going around, I mean, no one was wearing that. Now every kid's wearing it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's an important part of the Big Bash as a player, the impact we can have on young kids. I remember, Andy Bickle, Jimmy Marr coming to Nudgee College and, just getting a single autograph motivates you as a kid. And yeah, it's a good feeling. And as I said, as cricketers, I've got the power to impact those kids' lives and motivate them. So for me, that's a really cool feeling. And one day, if you look back and if they got that autograph and they're playing in the Brisbane Heat and I'm well and truly retired sitting up in the Cricketers Club, then that'll be a pretty cool story.